Hey everybody, I'm Bridget and I want to show you this very special project that I built and how I did it. It's the little house on the prairie. I know a lot of you recognize this house, some of you don't, but let me give you a little more details on how I built it. So as we get started here, I'm using one of my favorite air dry clays, and it's this Nara air dry clay from Hobby Lobby. And what I did was place it on a little fireplace and make some little lines with a piece of wood I had. And this is going to mimic the real stone fireplace inside. This is a centerpiece for me, and I know a lot of you recognize it. So after a day of letting this piece dry, I painted it. So we did all black, very nice. And then we're going to fill in all of the grout with a light gray, and I use acrylic paint. This is the kit I used for the little house on the prairie. I really liked using this kit because I can kit bash it, which is basically cutting parts and changing them around, and it won't be exactly like how it's supposed to be, but I still enjoy the whole process that you could just follow the instructions and easily make this with just some wood glue. But something I really wanted to do was age the wood, so I used my hammer, but this was after the wood glue had completely dried overnight because these parts can fall apart. So I used a lot of hammering techniques, and I think that really helped make it look a lot older, like old aged wood. So this was a very fun kit to build. It took a few days because each wall and portion needs to completely dry before you can lift it up and glue it and assemble it to the house itself. But Little House on the Prairie had a front porch, so that's where I kit bashed it and added other elements. Here I'm carefully aging the wood with an X-Acto, and I like to cut away from me to be extra safe. This is a really cool beam that goes on the front of the house. And there's also some instructions to make this wood look a little thicker, sort of like a log. Now the shingles did not come with this project, but I noticed they had some on the house, so I went ahead and added my own. There's that wood beam, it looks really cool. A lot of the clips help everything stay in place while it's gluing, and I added some extra trim around the window. That didn't come with it, but I have plenty of wood scrap I could use. Now, finally it's dry and we can add some stain. And the door is custom. I basically bought my own door. It's not the one it came with, and it has a nice little hinge, but I was trying to get it to look like the one from Little House on the Prairie. We're gonna stain all of the furniture that I plan to use. I didn't use every single table, but I figured just get it out of the way. And I added a few coats where I felt like it needed to be a little darker. I tried to do this outside in a well-ventilated area and let it dry because of the fumes. This is a little bit of watered down acrylic paint because I saw this sort of light reddish orange tone on the roof shingles, so I very carefully added it and wiped off any excess. The front of the house had birch wood, so the birch wood needed to look very white, very stripy, and it took a long time to figure out how to paint this correctly. I did a lot of layers. It's all acrylic paint. I didn't have any birch wood to work with. I wanted to work with whatever came in the kit. And here's some little stripes, but I wasn't happy with them. But because it's acrylic paint, you can paint over it. So this was not looking like birch. So I just started painting with a very fine paintbrush some black lines. It's looking a little better. Okay, so here I just decided to get a Sharpie and just carefully draw the lines, but I knew I had to be careful because once you draw with Sharpie, when you try to cover it with paint, it's really hard to cover Sharpie. So I was very careful and I'm feeling like it looks good enough. So I moved on to the flooring, and it's some pretty thick basswood, but I did use a lot of hot glue because I don't want it to warp when I paint it with the varnish. And I also wanted to very carefully age it by using my X-Acto and cutting the edges, sort of getting the wood to sort of peel off in little strips to just look really old and aged. And I recommend being very careful with an X-Acto. Here we go, cutting the edge. Oh, and don't forget the hammer technique or anything that you could use to get some sort of divots or crevices. Now the wood stain is going to get everything to really pop, which is cool. Let's move on to the electrical, cute little lamp. This is a whole other process, so I'll do an electrical video on a separate video, and you could like and subscribe, and that way you can see more of that process. But that's a whole other process. It's quite intricate, but it's so worth it. Look at this cute little flickering fireplace. And these tiny micro lights, you can add a little candle. It looks so cute. I just love lighting. And we can actually get this candle together with another one. Oh, here we go. Important details for Little House on the Prairie. There's some shutters on the inside, and they're cut specifically with the diamond. Here's the candle set in a little bowl, and I just hid the wires behind it. Here's a cool barrel I got on Etsy. And it looks like we're almost to the end. Add some little crates and a chair. And now we can do a final tour, but first we added a few other little elements like the beds and the quilts. I did glue that whole bed together. Oh, and very important, the wagon. I found this really cool wagon on eBay, but also stained it to give it a freshly looking, deep, rich color. I think that looks really cool. And very careful though, I didn't want to stain the top part. I felt like that might get a little messy. And here is the final reveal. Let's go and have a tour inside. You can like and subscribe my channel and leave me a comment if you love what you're watching.